Hello, it's Nikki. Welcome to part 4. As I say, every pig in time. If you haven't listened to the other episodes of the series, do go back. So you have some context, you know where we're going, and you are up to speed. Right, part 4. This is about getting hired and paid. And I say that with great importance. Because it's so easy for somebody to say, can you just do a little 15-minute chat in a pub? Or can you just say a few words? Or could you just write something? Or could you just say something? Or could you just hop on the call? Or if you're free, why don't you share your top 5 tips? These are all things in terms of your speaking that you can charge for. And that perhaps you probably should charge for. Because when you get paid, you give what you are doing the time and the space that it needs to be able to create and deliver something brilliant. We all have been to those slightly embarrassing events where somebody calls on somebody else and say, do you want to just make a bit of a speech, or do you want to say a couple of words? And we can all feel that sense of fear, not only for the person who suddenly has to rise to their feet and say something, but that fear in the room of like, oh no, this person has really been put on the spot. What are they going to say? I hope they're going to be good. I hope they're going to feel okay. And what we would rather is that person who is making the speech or saying a few words is fully prepared. Like, I'm ready to go. I know what I'm doing. Here we go. Let's do this. I'm also talking about getting hired and paid because it's a very real thing. This is a way that you can potentially add to your income pie and add to your income pie very, very quickly. Given the pandemic, given the need for people's connection, people are often looking to bring value to their community, to their organization, to their audience, to their followers or subscribers, whatever it might be. And the fact that they are looking for you is a really brilliant thing. Another thing that has changed in terms of my business is that I've slightly changed my model in terms of speaking. So one thing that I used to do is I used to do so many free workshops, and I used to turn up for hours, and I mean hours at a time, sharing so much information, going behind the scenes. I'd also have to market these things and get people there. And then sometimes I would be doing one of these workshops and like 1.5 people would be there. Like there'd be one person who's consistently there. And that second person would be hopping on, hopping off, going to feed the dog, coming back. And you could just have that sense like they're not here. They're not in this room. And actually what I've noticed, and I didn't necessarily deliberately do this from my point of view, it just kind of happened, was more and more I was getting invited to be a speaker for other organizations or other groups or other people. And what I was able to do within that is to charge an hourly rate. And then usually by, fact, pretty much 10 out of 10 times, I would get coaching inquiries after that. So people would come along and I would know that the space was being held, that the event was organized and everything was going swimmingly. And then people would get loads of value because also I'd already been paid. So I would be able to deliver and do what I wanted to do. And then people might come to me afterwards because already they had made that commitment to show up. I could tell that that audience already was willing and interested to go to that next level. And so that was a real shift in terms of my business. And when I look at my accounts of really seeing how that has moved, it's something that I definitely want to continue doing in that moment. So I've got a couple of questions for you, which is, what could you or what would you be hired and paid to speak about? If you could put together an offering or a package right now, who would it be for? Who would be really who would it be in service of or for? And secondly, what would you charge? What would that package include? How long would you need in order to deliver this? Now, this is not just an hourly thing, because we know if we're speaking for an hour, we're not getting paid for an hour. I hope you know that. Like, oh, what's my hourly rate? No, this is about doing all of the things, creating that experience. So maybe it's your time for those preliminary calls of discussing what would work for their audience, then going away and prepping, then sending the email and getting it approved, and then putting together your deck, getting that approved, making tweaks, showing up half an hour before to make sure that you're online or in person or whatever it might be. Afterwards, there might be a photo call, or they might want to record your session and be able to sell it on going forward. So many different things going on. So never think about your speaking rate as being an hourly rate. There is so much more towards it than that. I would love to know where you're up to. If you're already going, oh my gosh, Nikki, I've never thought about money. I don't know what I would charge. I don't know where to go next. What do you think I should do? Join Speak Up. I take you through the whole process. Also, you get one-on-one time with me as well, so I can help you. I can be there through that process and really direct you in a way that feels good. If you want to find out more about Speak Up, go to nikkieraby.com/speak up. Also, email me any questions around this. If you want to have a phone conversation or a Zoom chat with me, do let me know. hello@nikkieraby.com. I can answer your questions. You can let me know what's on your mind, where you need support, where you need help, whether this would be right for you or not. But as you can hear, I am very, very passionate about this topic. Also, there are a lot of people who look and sound the same on these speaking circuits. So I urge you to take up some space, to join the conversation, to share things in a way that you know for sure works, and to be that new version of raconteur in your industry. I can't wait to hear who you are, what you're all about. If you haven't checked out my page all about people I work with, it's a really lovely, fantastic motley crew. So founders, digital experts, creatives, authors, journalists, scientists, fashion designers, chefs, like there's so many brilliant industries. So I know that this Speak Up can work for pretty much anyone who's really looking at working on their communication. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being with me today. I will see you tomorrow for the next part 5. And this is a 10-part series. So a 10-pint. It's a 10-pint series, 10-part series. If you're not subscribed or you're not following along, please do that within your platform. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Lots of love. Bye.